We're once again venturing into the depths of the map editor with this map, Bloon Vessel, but it's not just your normal custom map, it's part of the map list expert list. A community where users create some of the toughest maps in existence. This map in specifically is part of the medium expert difficulty. So you're looking at the level of about Flooded Valley / Sanctuary. To challenge ourselves even further, we should avoid using the 3 optimal heroes listed here, Brickle, Gibraldo, and Silas. And so completing this map will award me 3 points, 2 just for the medium expert category and another for optimal hero. By the way, right now I'm sitting in a very sad 104th place. That's because this is a volume-based leaderboard and I haven't really played much lately. And that's why I'd like to tackle 2 birds in 1 stone, because the main point of this run is going to be to try to use towers I haven't really used much lately. And the tower feature, as you can see by the title, is the biggest one here. Why that tower specifically is not because it got a buff, but actually because it somehow got a nerf in the last update. Yes, they reduced the stun capability of it, because apparently that part of it was too strong. We'll talk more about that change later and why I find it a little bit strange, but for now, round 6, and as you can see, you can actually place water towers in quite a large area here. The only land spots, I believe, are on the red blood cells. I don't know what props the map creator used for this, but it sure looks like the towers are drowning half in the water right now. I'm surprised the Mermonkey and a substart doesn't do it. I really thought Mermonkey was a bit stronger than that, but maybe that's to do with the angles it's shooting at. Maybe on strong, on displacement. Oh, that's a lot better. Nice. Now, if I could save for a Seeking upgrade, that would be ideal, because right now, I'm almost dead to round 7 here. That wasn't good luck. We need this so that the Mermonkey actually uses up its Pierce much better. It's not perfect, but it's a big improvement from before. Hopefully soon we can start transitioning into our actual mortar defense, but mortars, yeah, they're not very good on this map. But it'll be hard to find maps that the mortar is good in once you get to tougher and tougher maps that, 1, have multiple lanes, and 2, start having less curves, because curves make maps easier, and so they wouldn't be part of the expert list if they were easy. And that's why I think this run will be a challenge late game, even though we're only in the medium expert category. I say only as, because, you know, we've played difficulties much higher than that before, but that was with the meta strategy. Is mortar here, best you can do is probably have it target straight here. Okay, probably not the right color of whiteboard to be using, because it blends in, but hope you could see it through there. And also a little bit of a quirk on this map, if you haven't noticed, the balloons kind of slow down and speed up at certain points. More specifically, on the little pink things I believe are called platelets. Not a med school student or a doctor by any means, but I made sure to just double check what I was talking about before I played this map. Okay, great. Finished round 12. We can get Striker Jones now. I haven't decided yet if I want all of my land towers on one island. It seems like the hitbox or the placement box for these towers is quite large, so this might be a bigger area than I think, which is good, because I want to fit way more than just a mortar later on. Again, if the early game's tough, I'm just gonna cheese it with Mermonkey spam, because it's that good and that easy. Oh my god, look at that. Did you see that yellow bloom there? I have no idea why that one moves so fast, but that's not normal behavior. Maybe we need another Mermonkey to come clutch it, but my god, there's no time. We need a Spike Factory or something to deal with the fast speed, but thankfully not to worry, as Spike Factory synergizes pretty well with Striker Jones. For those out of the loop, Striker gives a solid 25% Pierce bonus at level 8, which is basically 25% damage buff to Spike Factory is. Now, with a 4th Mermonkey cannot beat this round, I'm in big trouble. Come on, they do so much damage, but I guess their attack speed isn't fast enough to catch up all these. Jeez, this is not good. I don't know what to do. I have 2 Mermonkeys in strong. Second one bot Seeking, still can't beat it. Alright, last try here. If it doesn't work, I think I have to save dropping the 755 for Striker another day, because this is just getting insane. And hey, again, saying last try always just seems to work for some reason. either coincidence or I say it enough times that eventually I get it right. I mean, it's true. How many times do I say last try and it doesn't work? It's probably way more than the times it does actually work. Now, if I do go for a Spike Factory, it still doesn't solve our problems. I need 2 of them. That's a lot of money. Maybe we're just better off getting better early game for now. Okay, just for fun, I did end up just getting Spike Factory anyway because I kept leaking to that side. Oh my god, how does it not work for round 20? It's kind of embarrassing for spending 1080. Okay, it worked on a restart. Okay, I don't think this is sustainable though. 21, we're just dead instantly. Yeah, the Spike Factory is useless. You might notice that the spikes are kind of forming into the track, but that doesn't change the gameplay at all. Just purely cosmetic, so let's think about something. Think about another strategy, another tower. Grape Shot has a lot of projectiles. I believe in it, and so far, seems like so good. Yeah, it does pretty well. Mermonkey again deals with the strong stuff, Pierce down, and this is just good solid cleanup with there being 5 grapes every shot, 10 if it ends up using both sides. Mermonkey, my beloved. Before we go for the Spike Factory, because it's not worth it, even at a 0-0, let's start with the mortar. Now, my intuition for this map tells me that I think the better cross path for this run would be middle path. I mean, 1, because the stun is worse, so going for even less attack speed makes it less reliable, but that's not really the true real reason. I think when you get to tougher maps where the lanes get shorter, it makes sense to not go for the damage over time path because it just has less time to do damage over time. Also, this one pink balloon is really annoying. I have to use a striker ability just to catch it. Oh man, I wonder what the balloon modifier speed is on these custom maps. It doesn't ever say. Granted, there's no way to really know because it keeps going back and forth. Yeah. Okay, easy answer then. Just buy a hit scan tower, duh. If towers aren't able to catch the fast pinks, then this will catch it no matter what. Anyway, things are way too sketchy to even consider discounting it right now, so you can forget about that. Loki, I just want to get airburst darts. It's the good old trustworthy tower that pretty much everyone always gets, so I'll give in. I think it's needed just to snipe. It's been a tough early game, but I really can't help myself. A discount village before anything else. The airburst has at least held up pretty well now. As long as I get through this part, I'll be saving a lot of money later. Bro, Mermonkeys are so broken. Even these group pinks here, the fact that we can survive them means, again, airburst has seemingly made all the difference. Love it. Still don't know where the mob spawns in, so I'm just banking all this cash here so I can decide where I want to place my Spike Factory, either over here or over here. That's if it's actually going to work next round. I don't think it will. 2.3k is nowhere near enough money to build a strong enough spike. Not sure what I want, other than maybe getting AP darts, but nope, out buff is sus. We'll get a level 8 next turn, so I guess spike factories will be a little bit stronger. Oh no, I don't have it. And no, it's on that side. So, in hindsight, I think I should have put my intel sniper on that side. Even if so, man, that's still way off. Okay, let's get something cheap then. Desperado. And we can still do AP darts. Whatever. No out buff. Whatever. Let's see. This pops really early. And nice. That ended up working quite well. AP for the win. And that should allow us to finally do a good build. For starters, space is going to be even tighter if I do another village. But I'm going to do it because I think I can fit 2 spike factories here? Oh no, I can't. Never mind. Hang on, abort mission, because you normally need 2. If you're going for a discount, you need 2 villages. 1 for camo, 1 for the jungle drums, but I messed up. This was my plan, by the way, so 1 spike factory, left and right side, but because of where I placed my mortar, doesn't leave room for village. You definitely place all these towers here. I just didn't plan that far ahead. So now we got a problem to work out, hopefully, ideally soon, because, yeah, I need to figure out how my main DPS, aka the biggest one, is gonna be able to see camo consistently. I guess I could just decamo it up here and say whatever, and just let it damage DTs late, because I guess I'm keeping this in the middle anyway. How often am I going to want to target this up here and only have to focus one of the two balloons? And if that is a camo balloon, then like you don't want to put it for DTs this high up here because they're so fast that you would rather catch them where you can get both lanes, if that makes any sense. I did a lot of yap there, but hopefully you can understand. Big one now. 10 damage per layer now. I remember back in the day when this guy started out with 5, and that was already pretty okay. Now, who am I kidding? Release mortar was really, really, really bad. And so this is, again, why I'm kind of confused about why Ninja Kiwi needed to nerf the biggest one. I know I talk about power creep all the time, and they should be nerfing things, but this was not a tower I expected them to nerf. Because even according to the top players on extra maps, this tower is kind of middle of the road with it being in the B tier. So why this one and not the 20 other tier 5s that are probably more problematic? Also, I'm very sorry to single out / target this poor monkey, but it's kind of in the way of where I want my big one to target right now, so kind of looks like I'm bullying it specifically. But I'll have you know that was not my intention. Anyway, time to figure out a build to get us to the biggest one. I think we first got to even both sides out with a spike balls and definitely outbuff them. Outbuff makes them 10 times stronger, and that's hardly an exaggeration. Unfortunately, the spike factory on the very right side has nowhere good to outbuff it, so I could only do it as close as here. But I'm pretty sure even at a 401 outbuff, it might not land on it. Let me see. I guess worst case, I can do another 300 over here. So it will land on it, and yeah, it seems like it's going to these 3. Striker in no way needs the buff, so it's kind of a waste, but what can you do? Okay, we'll do this now, and now the tier 4 outbuff lands in this. And with that, there's still room for one more small tower, but I don't want the tower there to steal the outbuff away, so if I want to get something like a Relentless Glue, there's at least some spots over here. I also kind of realized that we're way worse on the left side because this spike factory has enough range that it's kind of shooting a third of the time down here. So we are kind of over defending, but that's fine also. Because again, it being the first lane means around 80, around 100. There's a little bit more damage up there. I also usually don't explain a purpose when I'm doing these runs, but I guess I could say for today, the main purpose would be to see what the biggest one is actually capable of. Did it actually deserve the nerfs? Granted, there's a 1 sample size of somebody not playing on the hardest of the hardest maps, but if this late game becomes a struggle with this upgrade, which I do expect, then I'll be questioning why this tower needed nerfs. Either that or I just suck at the game and don't know how to use mortars well, and I can't do the save up now. 75 is kicking my ass, so I've decided I think an Abyss of Warrior is good to have because it gives 20% pierce to everything in range, so that makes my spike factor even stronger, and it does good group damage and slows down mob class balloons with its trident ink. All in all, a solid tower. Really good for pierce rounds like here. Like, check this out. Should be so many more spikes left over because of its multiple like attacks that it has, multiple perks. $5,000 turn this round from impossible to quite easy, in fact. I'll use the Striker Stun here, so we don't get Pierce capped. And that one upgrade is going to officially allow us to afford the biggest one with quite relative ease. Just got to be one more FBFB here, and we got it. Come on. Nice. So checking this new biggest one now, wow. That is a pathetic stun. And that's why we need rate buffs on it. The reason, again, Ninja Kiwi nerfed it is because they said that when you stack attack buffs on it, it basically becomes a balloon crush. Well, without the knockback part, just a tower that stuns lock mob class balloons, which apparently was too good. But I feel like that's where a lot of its power should be, because otherwise you would just get it for damage. You can do a whole lot better than this. That being said, Overclock is a must-have to make the stun a little bit more reliable. 67% more reliable, in fact, but not full uptime. So it's, you gotta, even though I enabled the powers in shop here, I'm not gonna tech bot the overclock, even though I always want it on biggest one. Sometimes I might want to delete a little bit so I have the uptime at the right moment in the run. Like, for example, it's more important for the end part. You want to make sure the insides don't go anywhere. So with that being said, I am going to die. I'm out of spikes. GG. Almost GG. Okay, that's a horrible look because we're only around 85 and already biggest one is struggling. Hello? That shouldn't be right. How about this then? On the bright side, we'll get 10% more attack speed for doing absolutely nothing next round other than having Striker level up one more time. This is what I'm talking about. No overclock anymore. So I have 10 seconds where I just don't have the extra stun lock when it's much needed. 4 seconds is okay. We got Striker stun to kind of act in place of it. Not sure what I want to build after this because the next attack speed bonus would be a Called Arms, which is definitely far too expensive and not the right tower for this run here. I think I need to focus on mob damage. Like, I need around 100 damage no matter what. Not sure whether that should come from either a First Strike or maybe a Spike Storm. Either way, I'm dead on 92 with only 16k spare. This is not good. Not good. Okay, I'll change the stun over here. Nope, but I gotta split my targets now. And that's a rip. Man, this looks bad. I don't know. Getting a Spike Storm would be all of my money, which is kind of sad. I think I'll have to buy Exit's Network so I can make it reach and get 20% more damage out of this. So let me see how many I need. Nice. 2 stacks is enough for this to reach. But now let's see if it makes a difference, because I don't know if it will. I'll wait for the F-mobs to pass so that more damage heads onto Spike. No, I gotta do it now. Do it now so that we get to the lower phases faster. Come on. So that we can keep the mortar damaging both lanes before we split damage, and that makes it really bad. Technically, the blast radius is big enough that we don't split damage until the very end. Well, I guess I mean the stun. The stun is a smaller radius than the damage itself. Might need a Sabo as well looking at this? Maybe. We got an interesting around here. I hope I don't need to buy a Sabo. And that we just tank this with the attack speed of the mortar. Let's see. Yeah, DDs don't have a lot of HP at all. We are good as hell this round. Nice. Therefore, we can keep on saving for more bad damage. I think Spike Storm's bad, even with the Pierce bonuses, because again, it splits its targets. And yes, even if you go 0-4-2, I think it throws it all over the map, which is not what you want out of it. We'll swarm it up now. And, oh, we lost overclock at the wrong time. End me. I think this probably does end me. Wait, got up again? Okay, no, we're fine, we're fine. I don't think 98 will be an issue other than... Nah, it will be an issue because Spike Storm will get in the way. Or the BFBs will get in the way of Spike Storm for sure. Okay, screw it. I've decided I'm just going all in now on, like, round 100. So we got First Strike. We're gonna get a second Spike Storm. And that should be enough bad damage. Would be low-key shocked if it wasn't enough. Anyway, we'll hold on to using our biggest one, Overclock. Because again, it only lasts 30 seconds, so use it whenever I think 30 seconds is left in the round. I'd say now is good. Yep. Huge density over here. Now, do I Spike Storm now? Yes, I do. Now, don't forget, I can double damage the mortar. But do I want to do it now? Yes. 10 seconds of double damage, but that's not double stun. I'd rather double attack speed than double damage. And we're dead. Okay, here's what. Spike Storm now, buy this in the middle of the round. Let's use the 10-second right now. Why are those ZMGs feeling so much faster than before? I don't get it. We have the attack speed with mortar, but this is not good. I think it's to do with, again, Spike Storm just not doing damage properly. I've decided to add a concoction. I have no idea if this actually helps me. Yep, it's definitely the BFBs. I don't think it's getting pierce capped, especially with Striker. Now, just to defend the FBFBs that are definitely a problem going up top. South to north. We got it though? Nice. Got 11k too, so I'll buy this in the middle of the round. I do not have a Spike Storm for round 99, but I do have the power of friendship and an overclock on my thing. Holy crap, why are those FTTs so fast? I know exactly why they're so fast. I'm dead. Alright, new plan. Let's head back to 97, where we don't get first strike yet. Rather, get a Sabo, and in the process, also get the second Spike Storm, and use it to beat this round, because the first strike is not useful for 98 or 99. This gives us a lot more value to work with. So here we go. If I use Sabo now, I hope I have it up for 99. I just gotta make sure this round doesn't end too quickly here. I don't have my second Spike Storm, unfortunately, but I'll have it in 12 seconds. Or I could save that for 99 as well, but hopefully, nah, I'd rather use it now. Use it now for sure. Yep, I need it. And hope for the best. And Sabo comes up in the next 30 seconds. I doubt it. This doesn't even work also. God. Okay, this is the run here. Finally, like 10 different attempts, but 27 seconds left on my stupid ass Sabo, so no. Sabo is not the solution this round. New plan, how about we just add back the concoction because it worked, but because of this, now I don't have that second Spike Storm, so I guess we'll deal with round 100 when we get there. But for now, things look pretty okay heading into round 99. At least, they should be with Sabo. If Sabo still doesn't work, I'll honestly be shocked. But it should, because it's that good of an ability. Nice, so we got 13k to work with, but that's not enough for another Spike Storm, is it? No. Okay, remembering what I know best, Sticky Bomb is apparently pretty good if you don't have a lot of money to work with. First off, let's wait for the bat to get close to the intersection. That way the spikes don't time out when it reaches the intersection, because that's where most of the spikes are gonna land. So now, but we have to get to the last damage phase with this. Otherwise, Spike Storm doesn't do it. And I don't know how much more damage we're gonna get. Oh, no, it's gonna work, Okay, what am I worried about? Blast off now? And that's the victory, folks, with barely any money left over. And I feel like I've been validated. The biggest one did not feel that great this run at all. Mind you, the least cash record on this map is like 78,000 or something like that, so that's the difference between the meta, or the best strategy, and this one. Granted, somebody better than me can probably concoct a better strategy with biggest one than this. Either way, what do you think of this tower, I guess? That's all. Click here for more expert map list, and bye-bye.